details on top of that, but it is developing as we speak. It's only happened just a few hours ago now.
Was that her house? Was that her house?
We're looking at that. We're not sure if that's her residence or not. We're looking at that right now.
Was it inside or outside the apartment?
It was inside the residence.
And were you able to recover a weapon?
Several shell casings were recovered on the scene. Our evidence technicians are still up there right now, and we'll be processing the scene for the rest of the afternoon.
Who called 911?
We're looking into it, but someone's called it in. That's how we were alerted to the situation, and we'll be in contact with that individual if we haven't done already.
Why were they concerned for the health and welfare of this woman?
I believe that they went up to the apartment, could not get a hold of her, and asked for our officers to go check. And when they did, they located the victim.
Do you have any idea how long she was alive?
We're looking into it right now. We don't at this time.
Or how long she had been there?
We don't. We don't know. Again, we have officers and detectives that are up on the scene right now, and we'll be looking into that throughout the afternoon as well.
So what does the public know?
We are actively, as soon as we work on developing a suspect for in our investigation, we will certainly get that information out to the public as we look for their assistance in locating the individual.
Do you believe this was a random act?
We're looking at it right now. It's too early to say at this time.
Were there any signs of a break-in?
That's unknown at this time.
Has there been any contact, I guess, with next of kin at this point?
We're working on getting a hold of family right now. At this time, we haven't released the victim's name, so we're satisfied that we've made contact with all of the family.
Adult female? How old was she?
Adult female, I believe she was in her late 30s or early 40s.
Is there any reason to believe there's any danger to the public?
At this time, again, we're looking at all different motives, and the investigation's ongoing. At this time, I don't believe we have any indication that there's any further danger to the public, but we're looking at that.
Is there any belief that there is security footage anywhere captured within this area somewhere?
As part of the investigation, we're always looking for all different cameras. Obviously, we have a great network of cameras here in the city, but in that area, we have several businesses, a bank, and some other areas that we'll be looking for security footage as well.
Did you get any reports of gunshot, the sound of gunshots?
I don't believe so.
Just as early on, can you confirm or not whether you are, whether there are any suspects in mind? Not necessarily. I know you're probably not going to identify them, but are there people in mind at this point?
It's too early to tell. I'd have to check. We'll certainly be back in touch with the detectives throughout the day today. They're up on the scene right now, and that information we're hoping will come down a little bit later.
Can you give us any details on the injuries? How many times she was shot, or where she was shot?
We know she was shot several times. Where we'll be able to release that later.
Where did you find her? In the apartment? Where?
In the apartment. It was. I don't believe she was. I believe she was on one of the upper floors of the apartment.
Was
there any
anybody
left on the scene?
I'm not sure of that this time.
Does anybody else live in that apartment?
We don't know at this time.
So you got the call this morning, and then you responded at 11:11.
Yes, 11:11 a.m. Yes.
Great. Anything else the public needs to know, or that you want the public to do?
Nothing at this time, but we do have our tips line, 788-6566. Again, that's 518-788-6566. We would certainly like the public to, anyone that knows anything, to please give us a call, let us know. That number, you can also deliver anonymous information as well. So we just stress that in these investigations, some of our best leads come from the public and from the public's assistance. So we're certainly looking for that.
Great. All right. You're going to release her identity at some point, follow up?
Yeah, so as soon as we're satisfied that we've made contact with the right family members and everyone knows, we'll release her identity.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Is she from Schenectady?
Sure. I'm looking into that now. So.
Is she a resident of that apartment, do you know? Or?
Yeah, it's too early to tell. We're working on that right now.
Great.
Thank you very much.
How do you pronounce your last name?
Masharon? Yeah.
Masharon?
Yep, Masharon.
Mayor, did you want to say anything?
just if anybody has any information.
Sure.
Again, thank you for coming out today. Again, the whole thing is just a matter of hours since the event happened. The police were called, so they're processing the scene. There's always more questions than there are answers at this point. And if anybody in the public has any information, to come forward either the tips line or they can, for all practical purposes, call 911, and we'll make sure that it's followed up in an appropriate manner.